Greetings everybody. I wanted to jump on and just do a little bit of a quick energy update to let you know what I'm seeing, what I've been feeling, and what has been happening. Now, many of you know that since the Chinese New Year, we have been given the green light to build out the new system. So we all had kind of some of these questions like, well, what is this new system? What are we building? What is happening? How are we building it? What's going on? So we realized, some of the contracts were ending, some of us were getting upgrades, some of us were feeling like we're living and experiencing two different dimensions at the same time. Not just new Earth, not just old Earth, not just Terra Earth, not just any split of Earth. We are actually in a different parallel universe. So some of you might have read about my channelings about Octuvia in the Substack. So as some of our contracts have ended and some of the new ones have begun, we've started to realize what our roles are in helping build out the new system. Now for me, that has involved traveling. So last month you would have seen me in New York. This month I was in Florida at Siesta Keys in Sarasota to soak up some of the sun, sand, and water. But of course, I was still mystified. Why am I being sent to these locations on these specific days? For this specific length of time. What am I doing? So driving down to Florida, I realized I was getting a light body upgrade, activation, and a system change. And I received a prism gem that had this prism light through it, rainbow colored light body activation, which also meant that I felt very grumpy for a little bit, and it also meant that I felt uncoordinated, bumping into things, not really very coordinated at all, and my diet shifted and changed. And then another big change for me was I don't follow a lot of politics, history, world events, finance. I just connect with my guides and do the tasks as they come in. So a big surprise to me was that I was assigned the task of moving the collective from a place of fear and greed and control to a place of sovereignty, freedom, choices. And so that involved our monetary system and our finances. So I now have a new set of guides that help work with me with sentient beings around cryptocurrencies, around different financial options, and it's all based on frequency. Last year, probably September, October time, I didn't understand what the beings were telling me when they said we're moving to a frequency currency. And I was like, what? We use money here. It's all part of our basic needs and that's what we use. And they're like, not for long. So we're moving to frequency as the new currency, and yes, it involves cryptocurrency. So again, if you're like, I don't know what you're talking about, Natalie, what's going on? It's all on my Substack, all the channeled messages from the beings regarding crypto. Now, that's the strange part. I have never been interested in crypto. It was some sort of foreign language until I was able to wrap my head around why I'm being asked to help assist the collective with understanding the frequency and the currency that we're going to be using. I'm not saying that we're moving towards cryptocurrency as our new financial system. I am saying that the currency and frequency at this point in time is being built out. So another big change for me for building out the new system, you heard it was traveling. I have a magical retreat that I've been invited to attend as a speaker. So I will be in Connecticut in July with 6 other panelists. We are going to be doing it in a very unique and different way. So instead of doing workshops and panel presentations, we're going to be doing it in a way that we provide a sacred container. So all the food is coming in, all the dietary needs will be looked after. We're staying in the same place, so the same building will house all of us rather than different hotels or different spots. We will all be there for 3 days. Now, because of the nature of this, what we're going to be doing is keeping it small. So we have just a little over 30 spots available. A couple of them have filled. And what we're going to be doing is working it as a journey. So it's called the Stargate Crusader Retreat. and it's all about the stargates, the grid system, Stargate keepers. Debbie Solaris is going to join us as well. So there's some really cool things happening with that. If you have questions about it, just reach out and I'll direct your questions and help you the best I can. And of course, all these changes and system building is partly a particular amount of it needed to be built out to align with today and to align with the equinox. So we were ready so that things could anchor in, so that a new opportunity can open up on the other side of the equinox. There's been some really big things. So today, one of the biggest things that I knew, it started happening today and reminded me like this was what the work was for. Back in October, I got the message that it was going to be a rough September, really hard December, but then everything would shift come March, and I didn't understand what that meant. I knew that there was a giant gap between where we were in October to where we needed to be now. It was so giant, it felt like this anticipation and anxiety at the same time. I was like, I don't understand how the collective is going to go from here to that side over there where there's this giant gap in between. How are we doing it? And they were like, you're going to build it. And so we built in preparation for the equinox. So we've been able to get there. Today, when I was meditating, I was called to help move the collective off the current timeline into a higher timeline. And there were celebrations happening because that was our goal, to get the collective off the lower timeline into this higher one that we knew would be accessible come the equinox. So hopefully that all resonates with you guys. Hopefully it makes a lot of sense. If you have questions, let me know. I'm still doing the channeling on Saturday nights. I'm still doing the Monday night healings. If anybody wants to come out, it's at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for both of those classes. I'm also doing a mentorship program, so if anybody is like classes and groups and extra people is not for me, and you want a more closed, intimate way of learning, then let me know. There is a mentorship program. The links to all of this stuff is up in my description in my bio. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys have a wonderful spring equinox, and be sure to share this with any friends or family that you think it would resonate with. And if you have questions, let me know.